Hello, hello, and welcome back to Temptations Ballad, where we're catching up with Clyde with a question mark. The moment Clyde turned around a street corner, he slumped against the wall as he struggled to catch his breath. Man, maybe I ate too much at Miss Shriekwood's Inn earlier. I don't think running up and down the street would take so much out of me. The tiger's form fizzled with wisps of smoke as his disguised self-spell wore off. Cole exhaled sharply and wiped the sweat from his brow. This was the first time he used two disguises back to back. He needed more practice with his illusions. His pocket shifted as Malice slithered out and eyed him with curiosity. I don't understand you mortals. I don't understand you mortals. You could have made that whole arrangement as yourself instead of this whole impersonating nonsense. Why go through all this trouble? Cole snorted as he dusted himself off. Yep, you definitely wouldn't understand. Malice puffed out indignantly. Ha! My vast underling, undying mind far surpasses your own. Try me, puny mortal. Cole chuckled humorously. They wouldn't trust me if I had suggested something like that to them. What are you up to? What kind of selfish shit are you planning in the background? None of them would agree to it without making a fuss. To be fair, their suspicion is kind of warranted. Did you ever? Yes. Did you ever apologize to that blacksmithing mortal for your wrongdoing? No. Wow, you really are a piece of shit. You didn't have to say it out loud. Release me, you fiend! I wanted to do something nice for once. Is that too much to believe? Coming from you, yes. It is a shame you only do nice things when you're pretending to be someone else. Cole shrugged. Listen, Clody Bonebreaker's got a bad track record. You try to help your best friend one time, and suddenly you ruin his life. You try to help out a few strangers, and then you ruin his life again a second time. Sometimes it's best to keep my distance before I fuck things up again. It always happens eventually. Cole's voice trailed off as the smile on his face slowly faded. Honestly, why do I even try? Malice watched the small hyena with pierced eyes. I believe I understand. You are rather adverse to growing close to people, aren't you? I can empathize. Malice gave a wise nod. Back home, I am clearly the greater and more talented demon among my siblings. But they always treat me like the baby of our family. I don't see the connection whatsoever. And thus, I push them away. I must prove myself to them, and that I am indeed a strong and independent demon who don't need no siblings. That is why you should form a pact with me. Together, we will no longer need any companions other than ourselves. Cole rubbed his temple tiredly. You are probably the most unconvincing demon the world has ever seen. Okay. Baku. We did the market district and the church district, so Marauders district? Adventurers Guild. Bone Breakers Guild. We haven't been... Oh, it's the same... Right. For some reason, I keep thinking they're the same location. I don't know. Look, guys, you know that I don't pay attention. The Adventuring Guild was even more busy than usual, as Cole, Sid, and Cole, Sid, Artemi shoved their way through the entrance. The place was so cramped that Sid had to tuck his arms close in order to squeeze through the crowd. Looks like things are even busier today, and now that the Firefly Festival is almost here. Remind me why we are here again. There's just a bit of Adventuring Guild paperwork I gotta finish up for our team. Plus, with so many people, this is a good place to find some gossip and news about upcoming events. Keep an open ear for anything suspicious. Suspicious? Are you perhaps referring to yourself, Clody Bonebreaker? Okay. The crowd immediately parted to allow Val's massive hulking figure to pass through unhindered. Cole took one look at the crocodile's glaring face before darting behind Sid with a scowl. You know, just once I want you to greet me with a friendly smile. Is that too much to ask for? For someone who indirectly destroyed my companion's fighting ring and livelihood, yes, absolutely. The crocodile's angry glare faltered for a moment as Artemi stepped between them. Hello, Sir Val. I am sincerely sorry about what happened at the fighting ring yesterday. It was not my intention to ruin your livelihood. Val stared between Artemi's apologetic grimace and Cole hiding behind Sid. The disguised scowl on his face grew. You have done nothing wrong, lass. Though, I hope you have considered my words to you yesterday. I have given it some thought, yes. The crocodile let out a satisfied grumble. Ha, some progress. Glad to hear it. Sid cleared his throat uncomfortably and scrambled to change the subject. So, what are you doing here, Val? Looking to do some adventuring stuff? Party stuff for the guild? Not quite. I am here to check on the competition for tomorrow. It is the Firefly Festival, after all. The biggest sporting events include the jousting tournament and a free-for-all brawl. The brawl? Isn't that where, they just, stick a bunch of warriors into a ring and let them go ham until one remains? No, excuse me. Val smirked. Essentially. And that is where I plan to be tomorrow. Should I make a decent name for myself, finding new work should be easy. Unlike Clyde, I do not have the patience to become a mere shopkeeper. No, please. You just want an excuse to beat people up. I cannot deny I enjoy the thrill of a satisfying fight. Val turned towards Sid with an appraising stare. Have you considered joining as well? You are a fighter of no small talent. Should you impress the crowds, you will surely find yourself a more fitting employer. Cole grips Sid's side. Cole gripped Sid's arm defensively. Hey, don't you go stealing my lackey now. No, perhaps Sir Val is correct. I am considering participating in the jousting tournament myself. Should either Sir Sid or I score well in these competitions, it could provide us with an in to speak with the high-class nobles we seek. You've got a good point there. You know what? I'm in. Where can we sign up? Val jabbed a finger towards the Adventuring Guild's reception desk. Early sign-ups are made here. Sid and Artemi both nodded gratefully, before making their way across the room, leaving Cole alone with Val. The crocodile glared at him coldly. Okay, what do you want? I can tell you've got something pissy on your mind. Val shook his head. Simple. Your new teammates are too good for you. Cole smirked and shrugged nonchalantly. What can I say? Sometimes life deals you a winning hand. Ain't my fault I got lucky. Val's eyes grew even colder. The larger man scowled as he turned to leave. Unworthy leaders are often swiftly replaced. What will you do when your friends find better ones? Cole fell silent as Val disappeared into the crowd without another word. What will he do if his friends find someone better? Well, Cole has done well for himself even before meeting Artemi and Sid. He's been fine on his own, even if they left him. Of course, it wouldn't change much at all. But still, Val's words got under his skin more than he cared to admit. Okay. Marauders District. Bonebreaker Guild. We're gonna go. Whoa! Okay. Not safe for work. Okay. Well, we're gonna. I'm assuming that's optional. I don't want to have to edit today. That would be annoying. Artemi was in the middle of an intense conversation with several Bonebreaker mercenaries who, what do you mean biting is hot? Such attacks are forbidden in chivalric battles when Morrow pulled her aside. Hell yeah, lass. Think you can spare a moment. Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah, hey, hey. I think you can spare a moment. There's something I wanted to chat with you about in private. Artemi blinked, somewhat surprised. Of course. I would be happy to speak with you. There was a strange look on Morrow as he led her to a more secluded corner of the lobby. All the other mercenaries took the hint and left them alone. For whatever... Okay. For someone who usually carried himself with such easygoing confidence, it was odd to see Morrow appear so self-conscious. The older hyena cleared his throat thoroughly, awkwardly. Yes, we are reading the good today. This was a good idea. Yes. It hurt that you're a good lass, and I got an honest look and an honest look about you. You mind sharing your thoughts with this out-of-touch old man? I was just wondering, what do you think about Cole? And does he talk about his old pa much? What's your opinion on him and this entire situation overall? I think he's a lying sack of shit. Artemi smiled, amused. Are you asking me for constructive criticism, Sir Morrow? Morrow crossed his arms with an indignant pout. Well, yeah, in a matter of speaking. All the boys in the guild and Hamish love me too much to really speak out against me. And your other teammate Sid is too much of a pushover to be constructive. He chuckled self-consciously. As a leader and a father, it's probably healthy to have my ego checked occasionally. At least, that's what my old sister always used to tell me. Gotta make sure there ain't stuff I'm missing about the folks under my care. So, let me know if there's anything I can do better for my boy. I'm always open to some change. Artemi grew a little quiet. This was certainly not what she was expecting. Her thoughts drift to memories of Her Excellency's cold stare and indifferent dismissals, yes. And yet, here this hulking brute of a man was asking for her opinion. Artemi sighed and concluded that she truly knows nothing about how families function. Well, Cole does speak of you quite often. It is clear that he loves and respects you very much. Despite our short time together, I can already tell that you provide him with much inspiration and support. Amaro puffs out his chest with pride. Heh, now that's what I want to hear. I do have some concerns, however. You are a great man, Maro Bonebreaker, but you cast a large shadow. How is Cole to live up to such a legend? Maro faltered slightly. What do you mean, lass? Artemi restlessly gnawed on her thumb as she struggled to put her thoughts in order. I've seen Cole do some unsavory things and compromise himself in order to appear more in line with your image. He is no fool. You two are you're very different people, and yet he does it anyway. I believe Cole has the potential to become a great leader, but not when he's bending all his efforts towards his father's approval. Amaro snorts and crossed his arms defensively. Now, Cole ain't gonna do anything like that to get my approval. Ain't gotta do anything. Yes, I got there. I've always tried my best to be supportive of my boy in everything he does, even when I don't really approve. Artemi smiled kindly. That much is clear. Cole knows it too. All those warm, supportive words. Are they comforting? They are comforting. But there is no way to know if they are genuine or if you are simply trying to be a good father. Cole does ridiculous things to win over your approval, and he has no idea if he's doing it right or not. Artemi softened and laughed. Two family members bending over backwards in an effort to avoid hurting the other's feelings. It is rather sweet. But in the end, I believe it will be best if you two start being honest with each other. Maro fell quiet. His glass eye glistened in the empty socket as he scratched his chin. That gives me a bit to think about. Thank you, lass. The Library. A rumbling sound of drunk mercenaries slowly fade away as Cole led his new teammates down a quiet hallway. Technically, Hamish hasn't finished their tour of the guild yet, before their sparring room interruption, so here Cole was to pick up the slack. Sid and Artemi should really appreciate his thoughtfulness. Well, technically you didn't do anything useful whatsoever this afternoon. Your father did all the hard work of training and debriefing. Cole, bapped the small snake on the head, and grimaced as a familiar slap sensation mirrored across his own head. It appears the mind link spell the demon has cast over him was very persistent. Alrighty, Noodle. You're living under my roof and pocket now. You're gonna need to learn to stay on my good side. The snake hissed indignantly. You dare threaten me, puny mortal! As far as I can see, you have no good side. His beady red eyes narrowly slyly. Narrowed slightly, yes. A sinister paranoia filled the air. In fact, you know this as well, don't you? I sense it through our connection. Deep inside your subconscious, you know there is a distinct lack of worth in your existence. Malice laughed mockingly. What a wonderful father you have. And despite your insistence otherwise, Hamish has done a wonderful job raising you as well. How disappointing that their efforts were wasted on a man who is nothing but a leech on his friends and family. Cole sighed. Listen, I know you're trying to pull some demony mind games, but it's really hard to take you seriously when you're a tiny wiggling snake. Unhand me, puny mortal! Alas, even this response is just a feeble attempt to hide your true feelings. Ah. Go on, I could do this all day. The snake flailed his head wildly in Cole's grip. Our senses are linked. You should be feeling this strangling sensation too. How are you so unfazed? Cole smirked. I've dabbled in erotic asphyxiation here and there, and this is nothing to me. Curses! My one bargaining chip! Someone behind them loudly cleared their throat. Cole glanced back to see Artemi and Sid standing by awkwardly watching them. I hate to interrupt an intimate moment between master and familiar, but didn't you say you were going to show us the rest of the guild? Oh, right, the tour. I did say that, didn't I? Cole stuffed the screaming noodle back into his pocket before waving his hands theatrically. Allow me to show you my favorite room in the Bonebreaker Mercenary Guild, besides the supply closet. Ta-da! Oh, Liberty. Okay, I'll end the part here, so I will see you around, everyone.